You ever find it hard to keep going on your fitness journey or any change journey for that matter when you kind of get stalled out, gets a little tough, maybe you've hit a plateau? Hey guys, I'm Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness, and it's a question, we see it a lot. We get asked that question a lot of, hey, I'm kind of feeling stuck. I'm hitting a plateau. I don't feel like I'm making the progress that I want or as fast as I want. How do I keep going? What do I do? Feeling like kind of giving up. Maybe I should try and do this just on my own. It takes many different forms. And we have a lot of different advice that we can give. But try to boil that down to a few points here of how do you keep going when things get tough, when you're feeling stuck, when you feel like maybe you've hit a plateau. One, we say if you want to know where you want to go, you have to know where you are. So one, the start matters. We try to do a intake, we do a baseline of measurements. We do movement screening, we do various other assessments in the gym, but also in body. We take a lot of assessments to see where your starting point is. Then, based on what your goals are, we set up that program and we start walking that path with you. Sometimes when people come to us and they feel like they're in that position, they're stuck, they didn't really have a starting point. They weren't sure what they were starting from to notice what kind of change was happening. Let's say their goal is fat loss. If you don't know where you were when you started with that, you don't know the progress that you've made. So you want to know where you're starting from. So that way too, you can have some objective data, because subjectively, what you think yourself, what you tell yourself, what you see when you look at yourself in the mirror every single day doesn't always show up. Okay? It can be frustrating, it can be hard to see the change and the results of your hard work paying off when you don't have something to really measure that against. And say, man, I just don't feel like I'm making any progress. Well, look back to when you started. Oh, well, I kept a journal, and I can see that, 6 weeks ago, actually, I'm down 4 or 5 pounds. Wow, that's really good. Or 10 pounds. Everyone's going to track it differently. But when you see that you have a starting point and we can look back and see those trends of where you're going, the changes that you've made, because if your goal is fat loss, another thing, know where you're starting, be able to track it along the way with some objective data, but also have multiple data points that you can look at. Because, man, I've got that objective data point of I step on that scale and it's just not changing yet. It's not changing for me as fast as I want it to. Well, okay, is it not changing at all, or is it not changing as fast as you want it to? Fast forwarding this isn't always how we talk with clients here. We try to really bring it out and help have that conversation with you, not just talk to you like I'm doing right now. But if you know where you're starting, get some baseline measurements, knowing what your goal is. So you want to have that starting point that includes what your goal is, be able to track that through multiple methods, but making sure you have some objective ones in there. And if you just have your scale, that's going to potentially lie to you. Just that base scale. There's a reason we use the in-body. We say go beyond the scale, because it shows us what your weight is made up of and what within that weight is or isn't changing to help us make more outcome-based decision making. What's happening, what's going well, gathering some data. We analyze that data, and then we come up with a plan with you to see where do we want to go. Are we on the right track, or do we need to make some course correction to get back on track? Do we need to speed it up a little bit? We're seeing good results, but we want to push a little bit harder for it. Do we need to maybe slow down on something? Hey, being a little too restrictive on your nutrition, you need to make sure you're eating more calories so you're not losing as much muscle mass. We can track those points and help you see that, wow, when things do kind of plateau, there's more than one way to look at it. It's just that one thing, that scale, that's hard to really keep going and stay motivated. Motivation gets you started, but habits keep you going. And when you can track parameters, different points for those habits to see, hey, my clothes, my pants are fitting a little bit looser here, and I've gone down a couple of dress sizes, or I did have to take my belt in a little bit, and you know what, I do feel like I'm getting up and down off the floor more easily. And yeah, actually the workouts, they have been getting, I know they're getting harder, but I feel like I can do these harder workouts because we're progressing at the right pace, and say, wow, yeah, I was just over here doing a real simple variation of a squat, and now doing it with more weight, different positions, different loads for different time, all the fun ways we can tweak that. But we can look at those different variables. How's your rest? How's your energy? How's your mood? Not just how's the scale telling you how you're doing. So look at those different data points, right? And then we bring it back to the start. And if you miss this one, this is key. What's your why? Why are you doing this? Change is never, as much as we would love it to be a straight, linear, going up right to our goal. It's always more like a roller coaster, that up and down, and sometimes some bigger downs than we would like for a variety of reasons. Stress, family, illness, travel, all those things can even more derail us, slow us down. They can cause us to have to change course, kind of dial down a little bit in certain areas. You get an injury and you can't work out your upper body for a little while, so we have to modify. That can change your programming. You might slow it down a little bit. We can still do things. Okay? Don't hit pause. Having help along the way to remind you of your why, to help you go back to those data points that we've collected, and someone else giving you that feedback. So you have somebody else's feedback as well as that objective, usually maybe one and the same. But don't listen to your friends as well. If they're telling you, man, Joe, Sue, you're looking great. What have you been doing? It's like, oh, wow, you really think so? It's like, I was feeling kind of down, kind of plateaued. You need to have other people involved. So when we say for movement, schedule it in, get other people involved. The consistency is going to help you keep going. Trusting that you have a plan is going to help you keep going. Knowing your why is going to help you keep going. Having others involved to give you that feedback, that your own subjective, which is based on a lot of baggage you might be carrying around from past failures, past attempts that didn't quite go as well as you wanted to, those are going to kind of muddy the water a little bit when you look in that reflection to see, man, not quite there yet, not quite where I want to be, right? And think about where that endpoint is, because that endpoint, your why, once you get there, you're not done. That's not a final point. Being fit isn't necessarily, man, I hit this point, so I am fit. I don't have to do anything else. If you don't use it, you lose it. What's your next goal? What's your next step going to be? And when we're at a plateau, that can be difficult sometimes to see. But again, know where you're starting from. Have your goals, have your baselines, have your why. If you know your why, you can endure anyhow, even as you're going through some of those downs. Having someone to help you come up out of that and point out all the subjective and objective measures that you have, all the different ways that you are measuring those points besides just the scale and what that says and what you see daily in the mirror, and having someone to help motivate you, keep you accountable, give you some support, ideally multiple people in there, having 4, 5, 6 people around you to help you. I always say you're the sum of the 5 or 6 closest people to you. Look at who those people are. Are they helping to support, encourage, motivate, inspire, to keep you going in those down times? Right? There's a couple phrases I like of, you want to have a foxhole brother or sister, but someone who is in it with you, in the fight, in the hard stuff with you, to help pick you up when you feel stuck, not just in the gym, but also in life. And also we say mat carriers, right? This one comes from scripture where the friends carried the paralytic man to see Jesus and put him down, carried him up onto a roof, tore the roof apart, lowered him down. They cared enough about their friend to do all of that. When stuff starts to get hard, some friends are like, actually, you know what? I'm busy that weekend. Good luck. I hope it goes well with your move or that hard stuff you're going through at work. You know, cool thinking about you. Happy thoughts. Great. Someone is willing to sit down and come alongside you when, hey, I'm struggling. just kind of hit that plateau or hitting a rough spot here, having people around you to help encourage you and walk with you through that. You need to have those people. Get others involved with it right from the very start, scheduling that in so you can be consistent. I know it's a lot in there, but again, the start helps to have a better finish. Motivation, build those habits and see how those habits are tracking along the way through a bunch of different data points to see, you know what, it's not just what that scale says. It's everything that fitness has a greater purpose. It's your mental, physical, spiritual ability to help you do the things that you want and need to do in life. Are those all getting better in those different areas? Are any of them getting better in those different areas? And do you have someone to help you in those moments to say, hey, I've got a sign on the back of my door here that says, it got hard, keep going. Or it gets hard, keep going. Got a person talked about in one of the last videos of different people I've been blessed to work with along the way, some of our best success stories. One of them has a bracelet that just says, keep going. That mindset, developing that mindset, that's that shifting from motivation to habits, is going to keep you going and help you find that success when you have to anticipate and know those plateaus are going to happen. That's part of the process. So when you start and you keep checking along and you have someone to feed you good, helpful information and encouragement and guidance along the way, those are all things that are going to help you when those plateaus, when those dips start to happen. So hopefully this was helpful for you. A little bit of rambling on a topic that I really care about because, again, fitness isn't just about sets and reps. It's not just about miles, and it's not just about the stuff we do in the gym. It's that helps us to do more out of the gym with what we want and need to do in life. So when things get hard, we love to come alongside you for those moments and those times to help you get through them, and when it gets hard, to help you keep going. So if this was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend, someone you know, love, or reasonably tolerate, so they can hopefully get through those sticking points as well on their journey. And if it's something where you do need someone to come alongside you and help, we would love to do that. Reach out to us, get one of our free roadmap intro sessions where we can sit down and talk with you about these points and how to help you get started and then to keep going. So keep going with the rest of your great day, and we'll talk to you guys next time.